glad you picked up. I was doing some journaling and there were some things that came up that I really wanted to talk to you about, okay? So, oh my god, where did I put it? How have you been? How have you been doing? Okay, we're getting closer, I can see. Okay, something I wanted to talk to you about that I just think is food for thought is the concept of an obligation of excellence to not only yourself but to those around you. Okay, so I saw this video, this is what made me start thinking about it, is I saw this video of this plane that was trying to land, and when it was coming to the runway, you know how they put the wheels down, the wheels, instead of facing straight, they were to the side, and so they couldn't, they were basically the plane is going this way and the wheels are rolling this way, right? So it just it was a very dangerous situation, and with that much friction, as fast as the plane goes when it's landing, with that much weight, it could have been disastrous. But thankfully the pilot was exceptionally skilled and was able to land safely, and everyone survived. And somebody was in the comments was what did they say? They said something all pilots should be this skilled, and it's yeah, all pilots should be that skilled, because that's something that can happen. Excuse me, that's something that can happen when you're flying a plane, right? And so you need to be prepared for that. You need to have trained for that, right? And so in my mind, I'm there is nothing that we do as humans that is not felt. The reverberations of it are not, they're felt by all other humans. Everything we do matters. Everything we do impacts other human beings. And so it's it is profoundly important that whatever it is that you choose to do, you do it to the absolute best of your ability. You have an obligation of excellence, not only for yourself but to those around you. And so when I see people doing videos where they're or making jokes that they're going through med school or nursing or being a mechanic, and they're using AI to study, I get very sad and disheartened, because that person is being a bad community member. And even if they're joking, there are other people, and let's say they're joking and they actually are studying, there are people that are not joking. There are people that actually do that. There are people that actually aren't taking that seriously. And in my worldview, that makes you a bad person. That makes you a bad community member, because what are you doing? You are being entrusted. When you are bestowed a title of any kind, if you're a mechanic, if you're a health inspector, if you're a doctor, if you're a nurse, if you're a dentist, if you're even a plumber, or anything, you are in charge of something that other people are relying on you for. People are trusting you. They are relying on you to be doing your best and putting your best foot forward, so that they can be safe, they can be healthy, they can be secure. And I think AI, in using it to shortcut, is increasing our individualistic culture, because you're thinking, oh, it's I don't need to worry about this, AI will do it, oh, blah blah blah, that doesn't matter, AI will do it. And it's no, it actually matters, because we're all connected. AI is much less reliable than any human that you know. I would want to rely on a human before I rely on an AI. I think that it also removes compassion and empathy from your interactions. And compassion and empathy are not only motivators, but foundations and discipline for whatever path you choose to go on, whatever career choice you choose to go on, right? Even if you're a science, even if you're an influencer and you're a communicator and you're communicating things, if you don't do your absolute best to inform the people that trust you, you are being like a snake oil salesman, and that's disgusting. Okay? Yeah, compassion and empathy, removing the awareness of how deeply we rely on others. Like, that's something else that freaks me out about AI is like, we're turning to the computer, we're turning to the phone for something that we have historically relied on humans for. And the thing is, people are like, oh, AI is more reliable, AI is more reliable. But really, it's not. It really isn't, because people say, oh, well, humans are flawed. And it's like, well, who created AI? Well, humans. Who fed all AI all of the data that it goes off of? Oh, humans. Hello, like, come on. And yeah, AI in schools is peak manifestations of like a lack of compassion and a lack of awareness and the individualistic culture. Like, I want to rely on the humans around me. I do not want to rely on a bot that's run by a company that has shareholders. Once you have shareholders, your credibility goes out the window to me, because you are now dependent. Your success is dependent on how much money you bring in and not the quality of what you do, right? And we see that, we all, you and I, we see that in the terms of like the, what is this, like the decrease in quality of fabric, the decrease in quality of like stitching, or the decrease in food, quality of food. Like, why did the quality go down? Because they decreased the inspections in order to increase their profit margin, which is just reprehensible behavior. It's just unacceptable. Okay. Yeah. The community obligations do our best. I already said that. Yeah, I think taking shortcuts when there are people relying on you makes you a bad person, and it will only make things harder in the future. Like, yeah, sure, you get to turn in your assignment and you get 100% on it, but when you're actually in the real world, when you're actually the pilot flying that plane and the wheels, they're going this way and your plane's going that way, you can't pull out the AI then. You cannot pull out the AI then, okay? Water break. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, and so in that regard, I think that you and I have an obligation of excellence to put forth the best effort and the most amount of care that we can for the humans around us. We have to embody the concern and the tenderness that we seek from others. And it doesn't matter what job you do, like, it literally doesn't matter what career you choose. If you're a surgeon or if you're a manicurist, you need to put your best effort. You need to give it your all. You need to just like let it be your work. Like, something my parents used to tell me when I was growing up was like, you know, when I would show them my homework, and I was just like, because when I was younger, I had really messy handwriting, and because I write with my left hand, and so like I would get like the marks down my hand from the pencils, and my hand would get tired because I would also hold the pencil really hard. But like, they would see it and they would be like, Katrina, is this like the level of quality that you want associated with your name? Do you want someone to think of you, and then also at the same time they're thinking of you, they're thinking of like low quality handwriting and work, and like messy sloppy work? And when I was younger, that I was like, you know, like, I don't care, I just want to go play. Like, I just want to go run outside, I just want to go draw, I just want to go play Kingdom Hearts. But now that I'm an adult, that is such an impactful statement, right? And now that I'm like approaching, like, I've graduated college, I'm like on road to building a career, like, that means so much more to me, right? Because it's like your work and your effort and your care and your energy is a reflection of your reputation, and your reputation is truly all you have, because you could be really good at what you do, but if you're careless, if you're rude, if you're thoughtless, if you're inconsiderate, if you have no regard, which are kind of all synonyms, that reputation will precede you. And so you won't even be invited to the room. You won't even be invited, like, to an opportunity. And so I think as we're the thing is I don't know actually how good AI is going to be, because we only really hear about like how good and how amazing and how like impressive it's going to be from the people that are dependent on getting funding for it. So like we're only hearing it from the people that have a vested interest in making people think that it's going to be good. Like I said about the shareholder thing, you know, they need more funding, they need more money. And so, you know, a billionaire tech CEO going on stage and saying, oh, this is like, we're going to be able to do brain surgery and, you know, just novel drug research. It's, yeah, it doesn't mean much, right? Because what are they doing? They're pandering to other ultra high net worth individuals that are interested in that type of research, right? Like, especially if they're like saying like, oh, we're going to be able to solve cancer, we're going to be able to like detect cancer, treat it, and extract it all through AI and robots. It's kind of, first of all, I think it's like emotionally manipulative, because it's like, you don't know that, and nobody on the face of this earth has not been impacted by cancer in some way, shape, or form, be it someone that they know or someone close to them or themselves personally, right? And to say that, like, to people when you don't even know if it's going to be able to do that, that is not meeting the obligation of excellence, right? Because you're not guaranteeing, you have not even secured that, even something close to that in terms of like the capacities of AGI or any sort of artificial intelligence. And you're just saying that so that, kind of like what some, you're kind of doing stock manipulation, and that's corrupt and malicious and evil, and it is not, it's not meeting the obligation of excellence, okay, in my opinion. And I think most people would agree with that. I don't even need to hedge that by saying it's my opinion. Most people wouldn't agree with that. And to like use people's emotional experiences and traumas and like pain is cruel. So it's no good. And I think if you are heavily relying on AI because you're be buying into this, the tech billionaires saying how good it's gonna be, I think you're like, you kind of are falling into their trap, right? Because like, think about like, a cult, right? Think about like how there's like this person that has an idea, they have like a feeling, they have a vision, a mission on their heart from God or whatever, and they're they believe so deeply in this thing, they believe so tremendously in this thing, and that belief, that strong belief that they have in that vision and that mission and that message from God is compelling to others. It's compelling. It compels them to follow them, right? It compels them to give them money. It compels them to give their life. It compels them to give their body to this cult leader, right? And so it's something to think about. It's something to think about. The utilization of emotional, there's like a word for it. It's like ethos or something. I don't remember. I learned about it in my philosophy class, like my first year of college. But Yeah. Develop your craft. Develop your craft, develop your craft. Devote yourself to your practice and immerse yourself in effort. Immerse yourself in the effort, in the pursuit of the best that you can do, whether that's, you're an EMT, you're a baker, you are a roofer. Like, you have an obligation to everyone around you to do the absolute best that you can do, because that keeps all of us safe, that keeps all of us healthy, that keeps a society going. And that is outside of any sort of shareholder value, right? Is even if all of it collapses, even if the whole societal structure collapses, what's going to be left is going to be the people and their skills and what they know how to do and who they know they can rely on. And so if you're a really good baker and you make good bread and your bakery is clean, the people that know that, the people that have entrusted you with their bread needs, they're going to come to you. They're going to figure out how to help you because they know that you're going to help them and they know they can rely on you. Same goes if you're a plumber, same goes if you're a pilot, same goes if you're a manicurist. Like, you are dependent upon. You exist. You exist in the physical world, and because you exist in the physical world, you are relied on. You are thought of, you are cared for, you are loved, and people think more highly of you than you think they do. And give them in return your best effort. Give them in return a day's worth of work that you are proud of. Something I told my little brother once he turned 18 was, don't do anything in private that you wouldn't want someone seeing you do. And so, there are some times when you're at work when nobody's around and you're just like, oh, I can just shortcut this. I can just not do this thing, right? That's part of the step. Let's say you have a 7-step process. You're like, oh, step 6 takes a long time. Let me just jump to 7, right? If your coworker walked in on you skipping step 6 and just jumping to 7, would you be ashamed? Would you feel embarrassed? I think you would. And I think some people may say no, I wouldn't care, blah, 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 no. But whether you like it or not, there is built-in social programming into our lizard brains that is there for a reason, right? Shame, embarrassment, joy, happiness, pride, those are all feelings that we have for a reason. Those are because we are social beings. We are social beings, and we are emotional beings before we're thinking beings, okay? So we are inclined to feel before we think, and thinking talks us out of things that feel good sometimes, and in effort of laziness, right? But laziness doesn't feel good. Think about the times when you've been lazy. Short term, I'm talking immediate short term, yes, it feels good. But long term, even 10 minutes into being lazy, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel right in your heart. It doesn't sit right with your soul. And I don't use soul in the religious way. I think there's a life force energy within all of us that animates us and keeps us going. And the life force energy, it might be electricity. Well, it definitely is. We are electric beings. Hello, sodium ion channel. Hello, synaptic pathway. But anyways, oh my gosh, what was I saying? I always go on these tangents when I talk to you. Yeah, we feel the way we feel for a reason, and doing your best effort and doing the right thing is always going to feel better than taking a shortcut. And it's that good feeling that you have is going to reverberate because you are not alone. like I said before, you exist in the physical world, so there are people that rely on you. There are people that see you. There are people that care about you. There are people that, when they think of you, they think, I know I can count on this person for this thing, right? And that is so meaningful. That is so meaningful. Okay, actually, this reminds me. I was watching like Breaking Bad clips because I rewatched it recently, and now like my YouTube is recommending me like Breaking Bad clips, like dissecting it and stuff. And I think that there's been like a desensitization about how significant things are, right? Like it is so impactful. It is so meaningful and significant things that happen in our lives. And I also saw this like thread that was like, I wish we were more careful before getting involved with someone's life, because getting involved in someone's life it's so tremendous. It is so profound. And I couldn't agree more with that. And I think even me, even myself, I feel like I've become like slightly desensitized to how meaningful things are. And I think that's just because of our hyper consumerist culture, where it's just like more, 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 more. We just see more people, hear more things, feel more emotions. Like we watch more shows, we watch more movies, and like when we're doing those things, like the thing about our brain is that like watching something, imagining something, and experiencing it are all the same thing in our mind. It is as if it is actually happening in our mind. The same pathways light up, the same responses light up. Like when you watch something scary or you watch something happy or sad, and your emotions take you there, because watching something, hearing something like a music, it's an immersive experience. So it's like we are constantly pressing all of these buttons, but they're not necessarily our actual reality, because I was never a 50-year-old man living in Albuquerque, New Mexico, that was just diagnosed with lung cancer, and then all of a sudden I decided to start selling illicit substances in order to support my family, because I think I'm gonna die soon. That never happened to me. But all of the emotions encapsulated within Breaking Bad, I have gone through. And I've gone through several times, because I've watched it like 3 or 4 times all the way through. Because it's a magnificent piece of art. I think it's a body of work that is just so, it's incredible, right? It's incredible. Well, why is it incredible? It's because it takes you there. It takes you there. You feel for Jesse. You feel for Walt. You feel for Skylar. You feel for them. And they're so real to you, okay? And so everything has meaning. And a lot of meaning has been removed because of this hyperconsumption, right? Like I think back to before books were popular, and I think about how like people, what it was like to have like a crush back then. You know what I mean? Like you're just like going to the well with your empty bucket, and you're wearing like your skirt, and you're just like kicking down the dirt road, and like you look up and you see someone, and they're just like so good looking, and they have like really kind eyes, and they're just like, you're intrigued, right? And it's just, that must have been so exhilarating, right? And now all of a sudden getting a bucket of water for your family or for your house, like your parents or whatever, it's just like, oh my gosh, like am I gonna see this person today? And I think that still exists. Like obviously people have crushes, obviously we get that tremendous feeling in our bodies, but I don't know. Everything has so much meaning, and I wish everything felt more meaningful to everyone, and even to myself. Like I'm not saying I'm like I said before, this I'm even guilty of, right? It's like, oh my gosh, like just getting used to everything. Like I just want to not be jaded. Like I just want to feel everything like it's the first time I'm feeling it. And I think that's just so important from my own experience, like as an artist, as a lover of life. It's just like keeping my metaphorical cup empty so that I can be open to the richness of every experience, like being present in the moment, present moment, perfect moment. You know how I feel about that. Like no mud, no lotus. You have to endure. You have to feel, like feel the sun on your skin, feel the wind in your hair, and just know that you are only living this life consciously once. And that is so, it's just, it's splendid. It's like, what more could you ask for? What more could you ask for than to live this life? Like, to have the opportunity to feel every feeling there is to feel, and to care for other people, and to be cared for, and to be entrusted with responsibility. Like, it's just like, wow, I get to do that. I get to do that. I get to do that. I get to be entrusted with responsibility. Yes. People love me, and people rely on me, and people count on me. Like, oh my gosh. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. And it just matters so much that you put your best foot forward and forgive yourself for the times that you haven't, right? Because like I said, it's our first time consciously living. So just forgive yourself for the times that you haven't. And I know it's like such an abstract concept, like forgiving yourself, but like the way to forgive yourself is to keep showing up in the best way possible, in the most, just do the most and do the opposite of whatever you're forgiving yourself for. Okay, if you hurt someone's feelings by saying something mean, don't say something mean. Not only don't say mean things anymore, start saying nice things. Every time you have a mean thought about someone, outwardly say a compliment. Find something to compliment. Rewire that circuitry in your brain. That's how you can forgive yourself, because then one day when you have done that so many times, you can look back and realize, like, I made a concerted effort to be a better person. I made a concerted effort to change my ways, in because what I did hurt someone, and not only did it hurt someone, but it hurt me, right? It hurt someone that I know, someone that exists in my world, right? That's important. Like someone that exists in your world. I know we're on the phone. And we live in this digital world, but people that are in your every single day life still matter. Everything that happens, like if you can touch them, it matters tremendously. And it still matters online. Like, don't be rude to people online. That's crazy. Well, it's not necessarily crazy. It's just like, what do you gain I feel like when someone is mean to someone online, like everyone, you're just like letting everyone in the room know what your insecurities are and where you hurt inside. And while that's extremely vulnerable, there's more productive ways of communicating that. There's more productive ways of healing that and transmuting that energy, right? Because right now you're not transmuting it, you're just transmitting it if you're just being cruel to people online, right? But it matters. It matters. It matters so much. Water break. Oh my gosh. Okay. I needed that. It matters so much. Like everything you do, every interaction you have, it matters so much. And it's not cringe, and it's not chuggy, and it's actually profound and deep, and it's deeper than you could ever possibly imagine. And I was actually writing about that. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Okay. But I don't know. Let me know what you think. That was a lot of food for thought. That actually turned into a buffet of thought. But I just want to know what you think about it. And whoa, wait, we were talking. Okay, you know what? I'm getting a little hungry. Okay, it's lunchtime. Same time, same place tomorrow. I will call you. I'm still journaling, so you know I've always got more for you. But I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful, delicious day. Take good care of yourself. Take good care of the people around you. And make an effort. I love you so much. Eat nutritious food. Do something nice for yourself and someone else. Make choices you're going to be proud of. And yeah, okay, love you.